dog coming in for his little treat. Oh, he always gets a treat when I sit down. There you go, buddy boy. Make sure you eat this. It's gonna always bury it. So what do we got for you today? First of all, what are the states that, well, have put a ban on cultured meat, which is called lab-grown meat, or something that's just the same thing, comes out of bioreactors. They're the size of like a couple Costco's put together, and they make everything from, well, let's just say, I believe it is, yes, it is, cattle, swine, sheep, goats, poultry, just chicken, or fish. Now, this is being done by, that's what the big fuss is all about, the leeriness, the weariness of people saying, is this safe or not? Well, there's nothing to be concerned about when it comes to the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and the FDA. They say it's perfectly okay to be eating this, well, not only cloned animals, which I'll go into in just a moment, but this lab-grown meat. It's perfectly safe. Actually, both are, they say. And there's no label necessary to go on your table. Well, my concern is, well, there's a few. But let's just say, what are the states that have actually stood up and done something about this? It happens July 1st of last year, 2024. The first one was Florida. And then right after Florida was also July 1st. Well, that was, oh, wow. Mississippi was Mississippi took a whole year to do their. You've got Mississippi, you got Montana, you got Nebraska, and even Texas has jumped in. Texas is a little wishy-washy, I guess, because they're just going to do it for 2 years. They've done it from the September 1st of 2025 this year, and they're going to do it for 2 years up to September 2027. And I guess that's all they're going to do. What we have is Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. They've got also just a 2-year ban, sort of like Texas, but they're doing it from May 25th to June 27th. Again, Florida was the first one, July 1st, 2024. And Alabama, they outright did it also, the ban, October 1st, 2024. And the meat-grown labs, it's been going on since 2023, but I believe it's been even before that. So what are the other states that we have? Well, we have Ohio, and they're going to say in Ohio that no school or university can have lab-grown meat. Now, the labeling is necessary, I believe, in Iowa for the rest of the folks, but I'm not quite sure. You might have to check that out. No, hey, how you doing, Noelle? Love my hat. God bless you. This is a Minnetonka hat from, well, it's made in Minnesota, but nowhere around Dearborn. And that's, I don't want to go there. So what we have is South Dakota also has a, well, they don't put any of the money into funding lab-grown meat, and anything for sale should have a label for them. Now there's 3 states, including my state of Arizona, that, well, they won't label Arizona, Utah, and Oklahoma, but there's no outright ban on it like we have on the other states. We did have it up for a debate in Arizona, but it was knocked down. Not enough votes. So that is all on the meat of, well, cultured meat. You got to be a cultured person to have cultured meat, right? Before it was called meat without hooves. And then they went to lab-grown meat. Now it's cultured meat. It's all in bioreactors. You take a stem cell, you take a ligament with cloned animals. Yes, it just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Between cloned animals and bioreactor food. What have we been eating for years? And there's no labeling involved because there's not a concern. This is just as healthy as any other animal that's being born. So what do we have for cloned animals? Well, I'm glad you asked me. There was three major companies that did cloned animals. It's now basically two major companies, and that would be the Biogen, and they've merged into Colossal Biosciences. So now they're all one right now. The Trans Ova Genetics, OVA Genetics. These are the two major companies that have been doing cloned animals for many years. Now, they've produced thousands of cloned livestock for different reasons. Now, the original normally doesn't go on the table because it's too expensive, but the offspring does go on your table. And at this time, there's no label necessary. Hey, Frazina, how you doing? And Dylan makes videos. Hey, Dylan makes videos. So do I. So what we have here is cloned animals and bioreactor meats. We want to end it from being on the table. Some are necessary to have a label, but there's nobody in the United States right now that is saying cloned animals. No, it's perfectly okay because nobody's banned cloned animals. Imagine that. So the two major companies, the Biogen, the Colossal Biosciences, and Trans-Ova Genetics, have been doing this for years, and we've been eating cloned animals for years, okay? Hey, Frazina, I'm from Malaysia. Hey, Malaysia, I always wanted to go to Malaysia. Someday I will. Maybe we'll meet up. So we have this livestock that has been cloned. Again, it's cattle, swine, sheep, goats, poultry, which is chicken or swine, chicken or poultry, and fish. These are all being done by clones now, being cloned. Now, it originally started for extinct species, but now we've gone into food for our table. Now, this is not only that, but it goes with milk. You've been drinking cloned milk. Isn't that interesting? And this is entered into our food supply, what it comes down to. So I have a concern about it. I was just wondering if anybody has a concern. Maybe you can give me a thumbs up, down on this comment, because right now, nobody says that we have to have a label for this stuff. Now, do you need a label for a Chewy? No, but maybe you should. Not yet, anyway. Although that could be a cloned Chewy for all I know. So we don't need any labels for this. That's what I would say. There's no state in the United States that has banned cloned animals. The only place in the whole world that is not eating cloned animals or cultured meat is Italy. Go Italy. And go figure. Everybody else. Now, Canada, the United States is real close to Canada. Canada is all for cloned animals and cloned milk. So we've been eating their cloned animals and milk for years now. I don't know. Is it anything to be concerned about? FDA, CDC, nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. That's why I think there is something behind this, that we should be at least informed. And once we are informed, having this label, it should be our free choice whether we're going to be consuming it, rather than consuming food that we don't know really down the road how it's going to affect us. Sort of like GMOs. They were made back in 1995 or so, about the time we had that cloned sheep Dolly. All that stuff was coming about. We know now that we don't know about the bioreactor foods and the cloned yet, but we do know GMOs, what it did to those three animals that they did a testing on before we got the testing, like the buffalo, the cow, and the pig, all had GMOs fed to them, and how their intestines were disintegrating to where they were not, we still ate them, but we didn't have the casings to eat. But we still got the GMOs anyway. And we have them to this day because it'll feed the world. Are we feeding the world or slowly poisoning the world? That would be my question. And that's what it comes down to now with bioreactor cultured food, meats made in the lab, as well as cloned animals. Do we know do we know how safe it is? Well, there's no real study that says it's necessarily bad. So why not test a human to see if it's okay, right? I think that's what we've been doing. Okay, so Dylan makes videos. Yeah, I know you do. Anybody out there that's still with Uncle Martin, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't care. I am concerned. Share this with somebody about cloned animals and the bioreactor cultured meats not having a label. All right. At least get people more informed. You can vet me on this. Just vet me. Just well, at this time you can Google it, but I don't know. They're they're coming up with tricky answers. Because I asked them just before I did this, I said, is there a problem? Are we eating cloned? And it says, no major food companies sell cloned meat products due to consumer awareness and regulatory caution. Well, that's a blatant lie, isn't it? We've been eating cloned animals for years. Why do they lie to us like that? Well, it's not a lie. It's misinformation. So we have to have discernment, don't we? Discernment on what we're reading and what we're getting. And then we can choose by our free choice, hopefully. Okay. Hey, we got some more people here. Me already subscribed. Hey, Frazina, me already subscribed. Well, bless your heart. Share this with share Uncle Martin with somebody. Let them know about this cloned animals and bioreactor cultured meat. You know, I got nothing, buddy. Nothing. It's all gone. Bye bye. He doesn't believe me. I've got no more cookies for him. Okay, Frazini. So again, if you join Uncle Martin, that means you subscribe to me. The law of the West is I will subscribe to you. And if you don't have a subscription to subscribe to, at least you'll have when Uncle Martin's going live. I go different times of the day. So until I see you again, be well, God victory. Leave me a comment. Take care. Safe.